everybody, it's Dr. Ginny from the Bloomsburg Children's Museum, and today we're going to be talking about codes, ciphers, and secret messages. In fact, all week we're going to be talking about some sort of code or cipher, and also have some activities that you can do at home, some fun things, and also some challenges. So for as long as there's been civilized people on the planet Earth, there's been spies. And because they're spies, there's a need for secret messages and secret codes. The ancient Egyptians used spies. Feudal Japan used ninjas to secretly collect information from enemies. A large network of spies could not save Julius Caesar in the Roman Empire from getting assassinated. The Greeks commonly used spies against enemies, both foreign and domestic. There's even recorded evidence that Aztecs used long-distance merchants to spy on neighboring tribes. So it seems as long as there's been people around, there's been people who want to spy around, which is why we need secret codes. So a code is a system of symbols, letters, words, or signals that are used instead of ordinary words and numbers to send messages. A code is something used to keep the message short or to keep it secret. Codes and ciphers are forms of secret communication. A code replaces words or phrases or sentences with groups of letters and numbers, while ciphers rearrange letters or uses substitutes to disguise what the message is. This process of creating the secret message or code is called encryption or enciphering. The process of reading the code or cipher is called deciphering, and the science that studies this secret communication is called cryptology. The message I have written here is a simple cipher. A cipher is a rearrangement of letters or the replacement of one letter with another number or symbol. If you were to code this cipher, you will see that all I did was I took the letters from cryptology and I rearranged them randomly to make this. Another example of a cipher is to just simply substitute the next letter in the alphabet for the letter. So cryptology then becomes this. So instead of C, I have D, R, S, Y, Z. So you can see that all I did here was substitute the very next letter in the alphabet to make that secret code. One of the earliest forms of the encoded message uses a Skew Tally. A Skew Tally message is made by wrapping a paper or cloth around a cylinder and writing the message across the bands of paper. The person reading the message has to have the right diameter cylinder in order to decode the message. So I have an example here that I made up. At first, it kind of looks like a bunch of gibberish, but if you look closely, there's a message. It says, meet me at noon. Now, that's because this band is wrapped around the correct cylinder. It has the correct diameter. Well, if I took it all apart and you looked at the strip, it just looks like a bunch of gibberish. So you can't really tell what the message says until it's wrapped around the tube. So I'm going to show you how to make your very own Skew Tally. What you need is a toilet paper roll, scissors, tape, a pencil and a marker or ruler, and some paper. What you're going to do first is take your ruler and you're going to mark 1/2-inch strips of paper. And I used 2 for the one that I wrapped around the paper tube, but you could use more than 2. You could use 3 or 4. So I'm going to make 1/2-inch marks here on my paper, draw a line, and cut it out. Then I'm going to take my 2 strips of paper, or if you have 3 or 4, you can tape them all together. You're just going to tape them together. Then you're going to take another piece of tape and put it on one end of the paper, and then you're going to wrap it around your tube. when you wrap it around, you want to make sure that you do it on a little bit of an angle, but you also want the next row of paper to get really close to the first one so that it wraps around like this. And then you're going to want another piece of tape to kind of hold it in place at the end. So once you have your paper like that, you write your message down the bands of the Skew Tally. So I'm going to write my message. My message was good luck. That's a D. So I have my message written on my paper, and I can take it apart. Now once it's apart, you can see that your letters are pretty far away from each other. And what you're going to do next is you're going to just fill in the empty space. And you can draw letters, numbers, you can even draw symbols. Like a star, some numbers. And it just can be random things that you put in your tape. So now I have my whole paper filled out with all sorts of letters, numbers, and symbols. And you can see by just looking at it, it doesn't really make any sense. But what you can do now is you can give this message to somebody and tell them they need a paper towel or toilet paper tube to decode it. Because if you see, if we put it back on our tube, our message is still there. Good luck. So for today's challenge, we're going to start easy. You remember that I said for this code or cipher, all I did was substitute the next letter of the alphabet for this. This is your challenge cipher. What I want you to do is figure out what this says. It's a substitution, and instead of using a register of one letter, I used a register of two. Okay? So it's 2 letters up. You guys figure it out, and we'll give you the answer next time. This is Dr. Ginny from the Bloomsburg Children's Museum. We'll see you next time.